In a world where truths are masked by silence and love is buried beneath duty. The heart continues to beat, aching, searching, pretending. In this chapter, tangled fates pull tighter, and unspoken emotions quietly erupt. As past wounds resurface and uncertain steps are taken. Will they choose honesty, or continue to hide behind the fragile veil of pretend? Sparkles Chapter 8, Strings of Pretend. Pretend. The Velvet Story sparkles. I will give you a ride back. His voice was calm, collected. Polite, too polite. It was almost like he was offering a service, not a gesture. She bid goodbye to the family, and they responded just as formally, except for Dottie, Dev, and Annie. Meet you soon. They said, voices softer, more knowing. The drive to Rothor Mansion was silent, thick with all the words left unsaid. Inside Rothor Mansion, I want you to give me in writing when I will be free. Her voice was assertive, cold, stripped of any uncertainty. How could I presume that, Geet? Maan's brows furrowed as if her demand bruised something fragile inside him. Mr. Maan Singh Khurana, actually, I don't trust you. And I want my precautions. Her words hit him like the snap of a lock, firm, final. You're saying this is all my plan. I'm also suffering, just like you, Maan said, his expression melancholic. But his acting? Impeccable, if you are the sufferer. Then what should I call myself? Write and sign the paper, she demanded. Her eyes didn't flicker. Maan stared at her, lips curving into a subtle smirk. Maan, beware of her, she's feisty. Your life is going to be interesting, he mused inwardly. With a dramatic sigh, he scribbled, not more than 3 months, and signed, if I back out. His tone had a faint challenge laced in it. You will bear the consequences, she said bluntly. Geet, don't forget, you also need me. My work was done long back, Mr. Khurana. Bye. Don't forget a single one of my conditions. He rolled his eyes. Good night. Good night. She sat alone, eyes on the contract, her mind swimming. Where did this trap begin? When did I fall into it? Flashback begins. Geet, today he's coming to meet you. A flush rose on her cheeks. Her heart skipped, danced, faltered, and then floated again. She had prepared everything according to his tastes, as described lovingly by his mother, Anupama. Any girl would react the same way, knowing the groom was coming to meet her, an orphan. That's what she was. But Anupama gave her a job. And now, a place in her son's life. A dream she never dared to see had been handed to her. She peeked from the terrace, saw him for the first time. He looked real. Tangible. Like a prince from her childhood bedtime stories. Her prince. He touched his mother's feet, dressed in a simple half-sleeve shirt and trousers. Her heart whispered, he is mine, Geet and Meat. She smiled and softly murmured their names together, wrapping them in her fragile hope. The memory dissolved with a tug of a soft voice, Mama. Abhi called, you're not sleeping, Abhi? Abhi sleeps with Mama, he murmured with sleepy eyes. Come, she said with gentle exhaustion. She scooped him into her arms. In their room, she changed while Abhi sat patiently, watching her with eyes full of affection. Mama, Abhi loves you. He kissed her face, again and again. Abhi. Mama is tired. Please sleep. He hugged her tightly, his small embrace. A whole world she didn't know how to leave. Mama. Abhi loves Dada, she whispered, switching off the lights. Darkness welcomed them, calm and warm. A world of dreams, perhaps for one of them, at least. Scene shifts. Bro, what's the scene? Dev asked casually. What? Maan played innocent. Don't act like you don't know. You're not that good, Maan chuckled. Dev, walls do have ears, but they never share secrets. So mean. You and Geet, yeah. Me and Geet. I wish I could kiss her soft hands. Dev sighed dreamily. Dev, Maan muttered, slightly irritated. Dev smirked. Someone's jealous, but I don't smell anything. Maybe you've got a dog's nose, Maan retorted dryly. Don't be so possessive. She's not someone who you can afford to tease. That's pretty clear from her behavior. Maan knew that well. She wasn't staying. And ironically, he had signed that very fact on paper today. She used people, just as she pleased. Can I get some peace now, Dev, and dream about her? Maan rolled his eyes. His brother was a menace sometimes. But about Geet? Yes, feisty. He smirked again. Next day, Geet's morning followed its usual rhythm. She met her MIL, dropped Abhi at play school, then drove to work. Maan, I want the transfer papers ready as soon as possible. Ma'am, why is it needed so urgently? Maan, life makes people greedy. I want to take precautions. It'll be done soon. One more thing. Yes, ma'am, I want this business shifted back to its original place within 3 months. We are shifting, ma'am, a kind of. Maan blinked, confused. The business was thriving under her. But he understood, she wasn't staying. She only stayed for Mrs. Rathore. Geet ma'am, and Upima ma'am isn't fully recovered yet. She will be, Maan. But, do you have an issue with this move? I thought you'd all be happy. It's not that, ma'am. I was just curious, he said quietly. Maan was more than just her manager, he was Meet's friend. From when Meet had no one. He saw his friend broken, deserted. Though Maan stood with Geet now, a part of him always ached for Meet. I'll handle it, ma'am, Maan declared. Geet had already transferred her share of the property to Abhinav and her MIL. Her MIL once made Meet split everything 50-50 between him and Geet. But she didn't want it. She gave it back. She only wanted to flee, unburden herself. She merely guided things. Meet's old team managed it all. Rocky, Rosie, Maan, they were the Real Foundation. And she trusted the Khurana office. Maan, why did you do that? Samira asked. What, Sam, making her pretend to be your girlfriend? He smirked. Smart girl, Maan, you forced me. Now suffer the price, shattered dreams. I won't spare you. His smirk vanished. His voice turned lethal. Samira, don't cross my path. You won't survive the consequences, she gasped. This wasn't the Maan she knew. I've proof, your secret trip with John. Her face turned pale. M.A. A.N. Beware of me. You're still tolerated because your mother is my mother's friend. Otherwise, you'd be gone long ago. Samira left, trembling, but her eyes burned with revenge. Even if it cost her everything. Later that night, hello, would-be wifey, Maan teased over the phone. What, is that how you greet your hubby? Don't you have some work? I can multitask, with pleasure. What do you want, Mr. Khurana? I'm not as efficient as you, of course, you, in your dreams. Geet honey, why ruin a beautiful dream by waking up to reality? I prefer something interesting. Chi, she exclaimed and hung up. Maan laughed. She'd hung up, but he didn't mind. We'll meet soon, Geet, he whispered to himself. To be continue, when words fail and silence speaks louder. Sometimes, all it takes is a moment, one glance, one heartbeat, to change everything. But in a world built on pretense, is love brave enough to be real? Chapter 9 awaits. Where the truth may no longer remain silent.